Please read the disclaimer. XRP, it's happening once again. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. Let's get straight into it. Currently, XRP is sitting at $1.99, down 0.64% on the day. XRP actually went all the way up to $2.05, but the whole crypto market ending up selling off here Saturday mornings, Friday nights, depending on where you are around the world. Actually, I went to sleep and XRP was, breaking out here at 205. I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here, where the prices go. But we did see a little bit of a pullback here on XRP. It's a very, very interesting price action now. After yesterday, a lot of things were significantly in the green. As you can see in the bubbles, they're still green on the 24-hour time frame. But if we're just looking from GMT time outside of maybe Vert and Sui that are up here, for the most part, we are in the red on most assets. Ethereum getting closer to the 3,000 level. Solana at 130. So a little bit of the hype has sold off a little bit from last night, as maybe expected, maybe is warned. This is part of the game. This is part of the crypto market. We'll talk about why I think crypto pumped yesterday in just a second. But all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button. In the morning videos, you guys have been doing amazing, over 1,000 likes on the video. So let's keep the streak going for the morning videos. Let's try to get 1,000 likes on this video. Anything else, it's a disappointment. I'm going to be disappointed in you. And you know that from your parents, you don't want them to be mad at you. You don't care. They're going to be mad. But if they're disappointed, that's a problem. That's what all the TV shows tell us. So it will be very interesting to see what happens. And big news here coming from the SEC, anti-BTC commissioner or anti-crypto commissioner has exited the SEC. Caroline Crenshaw has officially left the SEC as her term has expired. A vocal Bitcoin critic, Crenshaw voted against spot Bitcoin ETFs, marking a notable shift in the U.S. crypto regulation. So it seems that only one left is now the that was anti-crypto is gone, and the SEC is fully pro-crypto, it seems. Right? I don't want to say what they are, right? It starts with an R, right? They are they are all R starts with an R, right? I don't want to get political, but they're all Republican, it seems right now. So this will be very interesting to see, what comes out of the SEC. What kind of enforcement does the SEC have towards the crypto market going forward? We're not going to see, court cases like we saw with Ripple anymore, but what kind of enforcement is there going to be, right? So now let's talk a little bit, about the price action here. I just wanted to get that news about the SEC on the front end there. But when we're looking at what's happening, we were looking at the precious metal market and how gold and silver were pumping, and then there was a little bit of a pullback, right? There was that crescendo into that high, right? Over the weekend. And then this going into New Year's after Christmas, there was a little bit of sell-off there. And the theory was that money would start rolling into crypto, right? So in this week, Bitcoin pumped 6% while gold dumped 4.5%. Important thing to remember is that the last time Bitcoin started its parabolic rally after gold made a top. So if 45.50 was the top for gold, this could be the start of the money rotation into gold and from gold to Bitcoin. That's currently the theory that is happening, and why we are seeing this kind of positive movement for XRP. Remember, XRP has broken out here of the trend. It crossed $2 for the first time in a long time that it hadn't. But again, I want to see continuation. I'm not ready to start the party, but we are seeing positive things happening. What is positive is that the daily candle for XRP closed over the moving average here, the 13 EMA, right? So we talked about how over a month, it hadn't closed above. It kept trying it. A few times it touched or went above, but then pulled back. So finally, we have that. But if you can see the daily candle, right? It touched on the 50 or the 48, right? I have it at the 48, but it's about the 50. It touched on that and then sold off. And the 205, it went over, but it pulled back. I'm going to be looking here for the next few days to see if XRP is able to close over the 50 or the 48 EMA, because that will tell us, right, that we have, positive momentum. In the past, when we've seen that happen in a significant way with a crossover, we have seen some big rallies. So we'll have to wait and see if that is going to play out. Again, I don't know how the price action is going to happen. Maybe we pull back from here. Maybe we start the breakout. As always, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or send me anything. I won't befriend you. I won't DM you. Those are scammers. Those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. The only official accounts are the ones that are linked here in the description down below. Okay. Now, there might be opportunities here in the market right now. If you are interested and you want to support the channel, our partner BTCC will give you the opportunity to do so. If you sign up using my link, you'll get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit. And you can go long, you can go short on the market, however your heart desires. Again, this is another way to support the channel. If you're already trading and you use my link, I will get a commission instead of someone else. So if you want to do that, I really appreciate it. Again, link is in the description down below, and please trade responsibly. So why people are, talking about the reason why crypto pumped and meme coins were, pumped significantly, like Pepe was going, significantly up over the past few days. I think it's like 40% in 2 days, something like that. Yeah, 44%. But at the high, it was about 55% in 2 days. Like that's a big movement. Well, people are talking about, it has to do with the fact that banks tapped a record of almost 75 billion, so 74.6 billion from Fed repo facility at the year end. And that money that was pumped into the market potentially went, you can see the reverse repo and all that was happening there. People are looking at that as the potential of, liquidity that entered the market. And then we had buying that was going on all around the markets. You remember, if you watched the video last night, I mentioned that I had noticed that also stocks that had kind of peaked in early October and sold off significantly had suddenly got yesterday like a 20-30% pop, some of them that I was watching, that I had on my watch list. And it was very interesting. And other stocks that maybe had, didn't sell off were not getting the love. So that was a very interesting scenario. And that's why I had a feeling, right? And again, I'm just being cautious here that this might be some fake breakout. Okay. Because I know that a lot of people, if you go right now on YouTube, there's a lot of, breakouts, the pump is coming and all that. And we need to be very careful on what's happening because we don't know. I don't know, and you don't know what exactly is going to happen. If you take a risk here, you could say, okay, I'm going to put a risk here and try to figure out if we're breaking out. But again, you need to be careful. If you leverage yourself too much, we've seen this in the past where we have, like here, we had 2 good days and then sell off of that. Or we had here 2 good days, right? Remember, 2 good days, and then we had a sell off of that. So we need to be very careful. Again, technically, we're looking good because of the breakout, but we need to be very careful. We've had breakouts in the past that, turn out to be nothing burgers. So please be very careful. But, XRP did flip BNB to become the 3rd largest cryptocurrency in the world. And Caroline, again, she keeps saying how it's going, right? She's becoming an XRP, what's it called? Part of the XRP army. A maxi, XRP maxi. So that's kind of interesting. The former CFTC chairman, right? She wasn't the official chairman; she was a transitory chairman, right? But still, so it's interesting. And now she's at MoonPay. We're seeing a lot of transfer from the government into the private sector and the crypto. But while this all is happening, right, we have to still remember that the U.S. national debt is still at 38.5 trillion, and it's continuing to grow. So that is still a concern of mine, and one of the reasons why I am diversified. I have, funds in dollar, I have funds in shekel, I have funds in crypto, and I'm diversifying myself because, you never know what's going to happen. You never know how things are going to play out. Now we've seen this, with the situation going on in Iran right now, and their money devaluing significantly. You never know what's going to happen. You can have an amazing situation, and then things turn sour very, very fast, or it could also be over a long period of time. But still, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why I'm a big believer in diversification and planning for the worst. Okay. But on the flip side, on the best, right? Tokenized stocks market cap hit an all-time high of 1.2 billion. So as you can see, we're continuing to see this number go significantly up. If we're looking back in May until now, the number keeps rising of tokenized stocks, and it seems that is the future. Soon everything will be tokenized, everything will be on chain, and so that will it brings legitimacy to the crypto market. Of course, not all meme coins are going to get legitimized, but the top dogs, the big dogs, the companies that are at the top, I think that they are going to get a lot more cachet as finance big dogs start. Well, they already have started, but as it becomes more and more accepted. Something that I have been seeing over the past few hours, and I don't know if it is going to affect. It just disappeared right now. You can see it disappeared, but there is a reports on a situation where the U.S. is doing things in Venezuela. And so maybe that's why we're seeing a little bit of a sell-off here right now. Again, I don't know if that is the reason why. Somebody in the comment section a few weeks ago, when there was previous reports on this, said that was the reason why things were selling off a little bit. It could be, but I think it's more, low liquidity Saturday, a little bit of profit taking from yesterday, and so we'll see. But what we need to know is that trends need to hold. And oh, by the way, we'll get to that in just a second. Well, this is okay. Last time Bitcoin was oversold, price doubled in 3 months. It could potentially happen. Again, we don't know. There is a gap that opened up from from the from the New Year's. So it's an interesting gap because it is a gap that that is not a weekend gap. It's from the New Year's. So you see this gap here that has not been closed. It didn't close. And that is a little bit of a concern because we know that gaps get filled. It might take months, but they get filled in the end. So this is a little bit concerning that we do have the gap here. I don't know if you guys can see right here, right? There's a gap up from the holiday weekends, or it wasn't weekend. It was like New Year's. There was no trading, right? So one day on the markets. Crypto is always, but the CME futures don't trade when there's no stock market. So you can see this gap right here, okay? And so this is a concern that I have, and why I'm a little bit, thinking that the market might, or Bitcoin might sell off into this, and then all the longs that are over leveraging right now could be shaken out, and then we'll jump off of that. That's what I'm thinking right now. So again, we just need to be careful with this because we've been burned so many times. Well, I've been careful with these gaps, but still every single time we are like, well, maybe this time it doesn't happen. We've seen that gaps that come from non-weekend gaps, right? So if like this was from the New Year's, right? It wasn't a weekend gap, tend to be less strong. And I think in the past we have seen these gaps stay open, if I remember correctly, but I've never seen a weekend gap stay open in the past few years. So again, that's something that we need to watch and take into consideration as we move forward. Okay. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.